Welcome to Jan's Views on Crime. Axel Ruder Cabana has been named as the 17-year-old suspected killer of the three little girls. His name and his photos, or photos of him as a younger boy, have been circulated online. He's charged with the murders of Alice, who was 9, Bibi, who was 6, and Elsie, who was 7. Ruda Cabana is also charged with the attempted murders of yoga class instructor Leanne Lucas, businessman John Hayes, and 8 children who cannot be named for legal reasons, and with possession of a kitchen knife with a curved blade. After keeping his identity unknown for days, a court in the UK has lifted the restrictions in naming the 17-year-old. Now, Axel is known to have starred as Doctor Who in a BBC Children in Need promo at the age of 11. So he's now been remanded to youth detention accommodation and will next appear in court in October. Axel, who was born in Cardiff to Rwandan parents, was said to have been keen on singing during his school years and was part of the local church choir. He's reported to have joined drama group at his school to meet friends and eventually performed on a West End show at London Shaftesbury Theatre. So it's obvious to me that he has some kind of agency, that showbiz agency, that is getting him, or did get him, that gig. The suspect, accused of carrying out a stabbing spree in August on Monday, was described by a neighbour as a quiet choir boy with a family heavily involved in the local church. So where are we getting this information that he is Islamic? Is it because of the colour of his skin? Does that mean that everybody that has a dark skin must also worship Allah? This is the only recent picture that seems to be circulating online of him. This is an artist's interpretation that was drawn while he was in the court on Monday. All the other pictures that I've seen online have come from his appearance in the BBC promo that he did when he was 11 years old. When I look at these pictures, I see, obviously, I'm not blind, he's a black boy, but that's what he was. He was a boy that obviously had problems. Were they psychotic problems? Is he a psychopath? But to then paint a narrative of him being a terrorist, in my opinion, is wrong. This was a young man who, I understand, wasn't very sociable. He didn't go out very often. He wasn't seen out and about on his own. He lived with his parents in Cardiff, and then moved to this very close to where he did the most atrocious, awful things to these poor young girls. But I think calling him and labeling him a terrorist purely on the colour of his skin is wrong. I don't agree with that at all. Psychopaths or sociopaths are across the board, guys. People suffer with mental illness from all walks of life, from all communities, from all cultures. And we need to stop pigeonholing people and labelling them as something derogatory in order to attack certain sectors of society. It's not right. So I'm now going to move on and talk about what's happening now in England as a result of what this boy did. Now, he's 17 at the moment, but I understand in the next few days he turns 18. In my opinion, I mean, I've got 4 children, 4 grandchildren. So, in my opinion, he's still a boy, but is he going to be charged as a man? Or is he going to be charged as a boy? In which case, in either case, he needs to be locked away for the rest of his life because there's something seriously, seriously wrong with what's going on in his head. I now want to look at how our British press, our media is covering this. And I want to ask the question whether they are instrumental in building the mayhem that is now surrounding this case. So if we look at the Sky News here, 2 days ago, teenager charged with murdering 3 girls in Southport named. Okay, now if we have a look up here, 8 hours ago, the Southport stabbings, a week that shook a nation. It started like a normal day in the school holidays, it says, when tragedy struck the 3 little girls. So here, this is ITV News. So we're then now going to move over to the Sun, who are focusing in on the video. This is the one here of him doing of Axel doing this BBC promo for children in need. And then here we've got an interesting one where again it's ITV News. I'm not the hero. Man who confronted Southport attacker speaks of the ordeal. I did actually watch some of that, and it appears that this guy was the guy that was in the garage and actually approached the boy and was then knifed. So here we go. 2 days ago, Telegraph is now moment police dog bites rioter, shouting, I pay your wages. Okay, now this is what I find is a serious problem in what's going on here. These people that are doing these protesting are organized anti-Islamic groups. Why are they anti-Islamic groups when this boy it's been said, was Christian? We've got footage of other towns or other cities now where police are out on horseback and fighting the protesters. This one here was in Sunderland. Why? Purely because the alleged killer was black? And down here, a day ago, UK stabbings. Southport Mosque runs prayers as normal after violent clashes. Why shouldn't they? 17 hours ago, we've got Southport stabbing rumours spark anti-immigration unrest. That's an Australian news programme. Then again, we're back to more clashes here with the fire. And that's again in the Telegraph. Here we've got Times Radio, Southport stabbings, a full timeline of the tragedy. We know about that. And we've got a priest here speaking on it. Now, what I don't understand is why, just because the killer has a black skin or a brown skin, all the far right protesters come out. Why is this happening? This doesn't happen when somebody who is Caucasian or white goes around killing people or does atrocious things. in society? Do we have churches being bombed, or massive protesters against a certain religion? No, we don't. So why is this happening, guys? We need to look at this and see how we are being manipulated, because that's what's happening. We are being manipulated. I now want to look at Wax Unfiltered's latest video, um, who asks, has why has Axel officially broken Great Britain? Violent protests leads to riots. So let's take a look at this. Now, I like this guy. He speaks an awful lot of sense. He calls for unity, which is what I call for. But there's some people, even in the even in his chat, that are saying, what do you mean? Well, what's unity? And I mean, I did write a bit in the comment section. Some people don't seem to understand what unity means. It means to stand against organised violence. And that's the thing, it's organised violence towards persecuted groups in society. To join together against racism, bigotry, Islamophobia, and homophobia. Simple. What's so hard to understand? Somebody underneath has said the government is terrified of unity. When that happens, their reign is over. This girl knows what she's talking about, but it's frightening to read some of the comments in here. Okay, like this one here. But it was okay when in Leeds they did exactly the same and the police did nothing. They burnt police cars and nothing. I'm not sure whether this person's talking about the anti-Islamics or I don't know. It's not very clear. Somebody else put, at the protest in London, there were people of all colours out in protest against migrants. A number of black people were arrested. It's not about race, it's about religion. But they're just surmising, they're just guessing that Axel is not Christian. I mean, it's insane to me, guys. The first person under there said, Darren, you have 100% never had a job. But somebody else underneath there has put 100% agree, Darren. It's about the ideology of Islam, what they believe and think. And if more people would just take the time to research Islam, we would have more awake. I don't know, this guy, yeah, that's the same person who wrote about the Leeds thing. They need to, like, sort your head out, man. Oh, and then someone here. This is Britain. You want Islamic ideology, then go practice in the East. It's sickening, guys. Somebody underneath there has put, is it about migration? Is it about religion? Is it about all religion? Which is it? Do you know or care? To me, you see, when your objectives are so vague, it means it's probably about something else that you don't want to be seen to be saying. Okay, now Wax Unfiltered showed a black man being attacked by white guys. Someone here has put the footage of the black guy made my tummy turn. I couldn't watch all of that news footage. It was horrible because of how many people there were against him. It actually was horrible. I just wanted him to get away. I know people have concerns, but this isn't the way to go about it, rioting and starting on other races, because from the past we have seen the government, it is like goes nasty ish when people start rioting. I thought they were all going to protest against knife crime in the UK, because that is basically what I thought about. And the tragedy highlights knife crime and how it has risen. This person is, yeah, he's right on. Why? Why is it anti-Muslim all of a sudden? Well, it was not just all of a sudden. As soon as they knew the colour of this guy's skin, it was always going to be anti-Muslim. So someone else has put, okay, protests are no issue, but destroying buildings and such isn't on. Citizens' advice helps so many. Yet you trash the building. It's Parliament needing to fix. Pick on them, not the ones helping out. I agree with that. Strange how the media can't find a more recent picture of him. Also, not 1 second of phone footage from the murder scene. Bit odd, I'd say, says somebody else. Somebody put, don't call the British men fighting for our country thugs. What are we supposed to do? Stand and peaceful protest? There is never change. But how is trashing your hometown going to change anything? Think of how many children were terrified in their homes while all the rioting was happening. Budget cuts will happen to pay for all that damage, giving your town even less services, 100%. And somebody else comes back. They are not thugs. They are fighting to retain our British identity. A Muslim mayor in London and now a minority. See where this is going, guys? See what all these riots are all about? And that's what's so frightening. Very frightening. Somebody puts, the parents of these girls will want to grieve in peace. And it must be so upsetting to see their deaths being used as an excuse to cause mayhem for thousands of people. At the end of the day, there's good and bad in all races. And then this person here, oh, he's all over the place, this one here. Their deaths aren't being used as an excuse. Their deaths are the reason people are angry. It shouldn't be happening. What shouldn't be happening? Why are they? It's like I said in the very first video I did on this situation, I said that. I said, why does it have to turn into a political situation and a race situation? Do we believe if this was a white man that had done this, or like a Catholic white man that had done this, that people will be going around attacking other Catholic people and attacking the Catholic faith? Do we believe that, guys? I don't want to show any of the violence. I don't like it. And but I want to play this bit that Wax Unfiltered played. Okay, I'm going to stop there because that's just awful. And not only are these these people attacking this man, this black man, they're videoing it. I mean, come on, guys. It's disheartening. It's worrying. It's worrying for me as a mother of 4 mixed race children and 4 grandchildren to think that they could well get picked on because of the colour of their skin or how they present to the world. It's gone far beyond the tragedy that happened with these 3 little baby girls and the other little girls that are probably still in the hospital, suffering, and also the adults that tried to save these young girls. It's gone beyond that, guys. And the reason why is because of organised racism. Racism that has been in our country for centuries. Britain has systematic racism. It always has done. It's something that we live with every single day for years and years and years. But nowadays, these racists, they come out, they take pictures of themselves hitting on black people. What did this black guy actually do to them? Anyway, guys, I'm going to end this video now. I may do another one on this subject. It's very emotive for me, so I have to be careful how I speak and not offend other people or, get too upset about it. But please, when you're looking at all these riots, just keep in mind that these rioters don't give a monkeys about these three beautiful young girls that had their lives taken away in the most violent of situations. And the little girls that will forever remember what happened in that dance class. Please remember that, guys. If you like this video, please give me a like. And you take care of yourselves out there. It's a rotten old world. Bye-bye for now.